Bourgeoisie, what's up, everybody? Alright, so the white paper for mines just came in. I was debating it whether I wanted to do this video tonight or not, but I figured that, yeah, I should probably do it. I want to be one of the first ones, or if not the first one, to do a video about it. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and switch to the screen here, and then we'll go from there. All right. So we got Minds.com, the crypto social network. So the white paper literally just came out. Yeah, let's see. Right here, Vision Launch. Put this out at 10:26 p.m. and it is almost 1 o'clock in the Midwest here. So let's get to it. Authors Bill Ottman, founder and CEO; Mark Harding, co-founder and CTO; John Ottman, co-founder and chairman; Jack Ottman, chief operating officer. Abstract: we are an open source, decentralized social networking platform where users are rewarded with Minds tokens for contributions to the community. Our goal is to build a new model for content creators to take back their internet freedom and revenue and social reach. There is a crisis occurring in the social networking world. Surveillance, algorithm manipulation, and censorship are infecting the web at unprecedented levels. For the first time in history, millions of users are abandoning traditional centralized social apps in favor of freedom-based alternatives. Alongside this mass migration, blockchain technology and other decentralized solutions are rapidly entering the mainstream. The fusion of crypto into social applications is both inevitable and essential to continued healthy evolution of social media and the internet itself. The purpose of this paper is to provide an overview of Minds, a leader in this mass internet migration and free software movement, and to introduce the Minds token, an ERC20 utility token that will be issued on the Ethereum blockchain. In the Minds contribution economy, users and developers will be rewarded for a variety of contributions to the network, including generating high-quality content, account setup and verification, referring new users, maintaining an active channel, finding bugs, successfully submitting code, and more. Tokenized rewards provide the key incentive to help foster the growth and long-term sustainability of the network. So if you are handy with code and all that good stuff, you can get rewarded for all your efforts. Minds tokens will be immediately usable upon receipt on day one. They will be required for use of the application through immediate integration into Boost, a transparent and blockchain-based ad network, and Wire, the Minds peer-to-peer payment system. Both Boost and Wire will leverage smart contracts to enable the autonomous exchange of digital media and services for crypto tokens, creating a radical shift in how social networking ecosystems and marketplaces operate in the 21st century. So you got the table of contents here. Let's just go ahead. So it's just one page of table of contents. We got 8 sections. Some of them are busted down into ABC. Let's check it out. Disclaimer. We'll go through that. We'll go through all of this. Introduction, overview, Mines beta, the Mines token, and then it goes through abuse of power, algorithm manipulation, excess centralization, and secrecy. The contribution economy, user rewards, development rewards, beta rewards, fraud and abuse, off-chain balances. Boost, ad network. Wire, decentralized payments, autonomous peer-to-peer monetization, recurring payments, technology, team, core engineering, advisors, risks. Okay, so disclaimer. This Mines white paper is for informational purposes only. It is not a solicitation for investment and does not pertain in any way to an offering of securities in any jurisdiction. Ownership of the Mines token does not entitle the owner to any rights with respect to Mines, including distributions or voting rights. And same thing with this video. This is just an informational video. And I might add some of my opinion in. So, but most likely not. I just want to keep this mostly informational. I want you guys to make your own decisions about what I'm presenting here. Ownership of the Mines token solely provides the Mines token owner with the right to obtain services, interact with content, and interact with users on the Mines platform. Purchase of the Mines token is final and non-refundable. Individuals, businesses, and other organizations should carefully weigh the risks, costs, and benefits of acquiring the Mines token before participating in the Mines token distribution event. If you are not in the position to accept or understand the risks associated with the sale of the Mines token, include the risks related to any non-development or expansion of the Mines platform or any other risks as indicated in this Mines white paper. You should not acquire the Mines token. You are not eligible and you shall not purchase the Mines token through the token distribution event if you are a citizen or resident, tax or otherwise, of any country, state, or territory where the purchase of the Mines token or similar crypto tokens may be prohibited. By purchasing the Mines token, you represent and warrant that you are legally permitted to purchase the Mines token and assume the responsibility for complying with all applicable laws and regulations. To the maximum extent permitted by the applicable laws, regulation, and rules, the Mines token, Mines, and its officers and employees thereof shall not be liable for any indirect, special, incidental, consequential, or other losses of any kind in tort, contract, or otherwise, including but not limited to loss of revenue, income, or profits, and loss of use or data arising out of or in connection with any acceptance of or reliance on this Mines white paper or any part thereof by you. Mines and its officers and employees thereof shall not be liable for your loss of any Mines token after it is transferred to you by any reason, including but not limited to your failure to maintain or back up an accurate record of your password or password cracking by somebody due to your poor maintenance of your password. Mines assumes no liability, no responsibility for any loss or damage that would result from or relate to the incapacity to use the Mines token. Regulatory authorities are carefully scrutinizing businesses and operations associated with crypto tokens throughout the world, which in a video I talked about that today. But yeah, in that respect, regulatory measures, investigations, or actions may impact Mines' business and platform and may limit or prevent Mines from further developing its platforms in the future. Any person undertaking to acquire the Mines token must be aware that Mines' business model may change or need to be modified because of new regulatory and compliance requirements from any applicable law in any applicable jurisdictions. In such case, purchasers and any person undertaking to acquire the Minds token acknowledge and understand that neither Minds nor any of its affiliates shall be held liable for any direct or indirect loss or damages caused by such changes. Neither Minds nor any of its officers and employees are to be or shall be considered as advisor or in any legal, regulatory, tax, or financial matters. Acquiring the Minds token shall not grant any right or influence over Minds organization and governance to the purchasers. Risk disclosures are further set forth on pages 28 to 30 below. Yikes, there's that many pages. Let's actually see how many pages this is. 30, okay. That's a lot of reading. But looks like they got a lot of graphs, and so it's not that bad. Overview. During the Minds beta launch in 2015, hundreds of thousands of users rushed to the network for greater organic reach, privacy, and monetization opportunities. Today, Minds is the leading open source social network in the world with approximately 1 million registered users. In July of 2017, we closed a record-breaking SEC regulation crowdfunding campaign, raising $1.03 million from 1,541 investors worldwide in just 19 days, proving the demand for a more open and cooperative business model in social media. As Minds evolves, the goal of putting users first remains at the forefront of every business decision. A crypto contribution economy running on the blockchain is a direct response to feedback and demands from the community and will have a positive impact on the network by incentivizing contributions, increasing revenue opportunity, and providing an additional layer of transparency and autonomous operations. Wallet, channels, Boost, Wire, Messenger. Blogs, newsfeed, groups, video, images. So this is features of the Minds network. And soon they're going to have the live stream video, which would be great for me because I have a new, it's called Metal in Crypto. And I jam on my guitar and I talk about crypto news. And I'll throw in some gold and silver stuff, check on those markets and all that good stuff. So, Minds beta. The Minds network has steadily grown since launching beta in 2015. The application has quickly gained 73 million unique visitors, 223 million plus page views, 1 million registered users, and 105,000 plus logged in monthly active users. The growth of the network has helped Minds strengthen its position as a viable alternative to the mainstream social networks that have recently come under public scrutiny. Registered users from June 2015 till December 17, and the monthly active users from December 15 to December 17. So as you can see, it rose up quite a bit. That's some pretty wild. Minds beta introduced points which are earned by interacting with the site, checking in, referring new users, receiving votes, comments, shares, posting, etc., or by purchasing in exchange for views, shares, and other rewards across the network. The reward system quickly gained traction and has since become integral to the platform as the most popular feature. To date, users have earned over 1 billion points through the Minds reward system, and over 100 million points have been purchased directly. Points provide users with value in two ways. Users may exchange points to boost their content and receive guaranteed views from the network. 1 point equals 1 view. Users may wire points directly to other channels as a tip or to pay for premium subscription to exclusive content and unlock rewards. So that means I won't have to use Patreon anymore for exclusive content, which is awesome because this is a decentralized and you can't there's no censorship. So that's pretty awesome. The boost system has grown significantly by 1,271.79 points actually since its introduction. We assert that our growth is essentially validation that the surrender of personal privacy to digital surveillance is not required for successful content exposure in the attention economy. Boost has already served users with over 500 million views and is currently serving over 40 million views per month and over 1 million views per day. The system has gained popularity quickly because users are able to extend their reach beyond their existing subscribers. Minds makes it easier for influencers, publishers, and the like to increase exposure on their content and grow a following, even when compared to top mainstream networks. Total boost of views, and I know the boost feature on this is really awesome. I make those points that I pay for the boosts back pretty quickly. I mean, especially if you start to gain more subscribers. I think I'm over 100 subscribers on Minds right now. So, MindsWire is the peer-to-peer payment system that enables users to exchange their points in USD for digital media views, impressions, exclusive content, premium subscriptions, and rewards. Not prescriptions. But since its introduction in July of 2017, the Wire system has already executed over 150,000 transactions for a total volume of over 150 million points and thousands of dollars in payments to top content creators. The goal of Minds Beta was to build out the software and infrastructure to scale as an open source social network powered by a digital reward system. Points, Wire, and Boost have proven successful and established the foundation for the Minds contribution economy. Minds Beta has demonstrated that a sustainable reward system leveraged by an online community is not only successful but a preferred model for social media interaction over mainstream alternatives. For the past 3 years, Points successfully fueled the Minds network and established the foundation for a rewards-based ecosystem where top contributors earn the most revenue and reach. Minds is building upon this foundation by leveraging blockchain technology to replace points with Minds tokens. The Minds token is a social network utility built upon the Ethereum ERC20 standard. Minds chose to issue its tokens on the Ethereum network because it is the leading open source general purpose blockchain optimized for smart contracts. It includes sophisticated web tools to develop a user-friendly experience and has established broad credibility through market experience with mobile payments, distributed exchanges, cryptocurrencies, and enterprise blockchain solutions. Minds Ethereum. Minds tokens will be used to deliver services on Minds, including Boost and Wire, with smart contracts that are cryptogenically secure and transparent, as the contract terms may be verified and audited by anyone. This provides the community with a true peer-to-peer decentralized tokens that that enables autonomous and independent relationships between creators, supporters, and advertisers. The added dimension of incentives and rewards encourages users to share their content and be active on the network. Minds tokens may be used to subscribe to exclusive content, tip other users for their quality content, or purchase advertising views from the network or a specific channel's audience. Minds will offer users the choice between on-chain and off-chain transactions. On-chain transactions benefit from being published and secured on the public blockchain, while off-chain transactions benefit from speed and no transaction fees. Off-chain tokens will be referenced and stored on a non-public database maintained by Minds. These tokens will be stored in Minds' reserve wallet and will directly represent a one-to-one reservation of on-chain tokens. Users will only be able to boost off-chain for up to 5,000 views and wire 100 tokens per day. These thresholds are subject to change in accordance with development requirements and community feedback. The Minds Point system proved the massive demand for social network built around user rewards. In order to provide a smooth transition from points to a token-based economy, we will, prior to any token sale, first release a testnet on the Ring-B Ethereum test network, which will include a full integration of the Minds token with the reward system, Wire, and Boost. This testing period is critical because it allows time to audit the smart contracts, uncover potential security vulnerabilities or bugs, fine-tune the reward system, and finalize the token economics and distribution schedule prior to moving into full production. Token economics documents will be released following this phase along with potential improvements based on community and scholarly feedback. Abuse of power. Mainstream social networks like Facebook have demonstrated limited transparency and little willingness to share information or revenue with their creators. The bare minimum of what is requested by the media and users is disclosed. These extractive business models are driven by Big Brother practices of surveillance, secrecy, and censorship. It is unfortunate that such innovative projects, which have accomplished so much in terms of human interconnectivity and communication, are unwilling to share source code and revenue. These are the ethical actions necessary to compel the global community to maintain the trust required for their continued growth. Algorithm manipulation. Algorithm manipulation and organic reach restriction have become pervasive in mainstream social networks. This practice has caused outrage among content creators for silencing voices, shattering income, and transforming user experiences into psychological experiments. Entire industries and small businesses have been impacted, and livelihoods have disappeared overnight with no regard for the immense contribution and energy these users invested to build their followings. Facebook engagement for brands and publishers fell 20% in 2017 alone, bringing organic reach down as low as 2%. Yeah, I haven't been able to reach anybody for the last year because of the type of things that I've been talking about. Like I had on my YouTube channel, I had a series called Follow That Flow, where we looked at corruption and followed the money to figure it out. Just looked at a lot of articles, looked at a lot of the market manipulation in the gold and silver markets. So, depending on the acceptability of certain content, pages have seen their ranking and discoverability significantly impacted. Unaccountable forces are at work behind the scenes dictating policy and technology decisions with regards to content reach and whether or not certain content may be monetized. Facebook just recently began experimenting with new types of feeds in certain countries where all content posted by pages goes into a separate feed. The results were staggering, with some brands reporting a 67% reduction in organic reach and a 50% reduction in engagement. A system has been created where people and brands are no longer able to reach even their own friends and followers. And it's like the same people over and over and over again, even though I've hidden a lot of the posts on my feed from a lot of people because they're just a lot of it was just negative. Not a really negative. I'm not a negative person. I thrive in positivity. So even when doing that, like I wasn't able to see, I don't know, it's ridiculous. It's just the same people, same shit over and over again. Okay. Algorithms are not inherently negative. There are many strong arguments for providing users with supplementary options for alternative news feeds and tailored search results based on past behavior and tendencies. The problem arises when these decisions are made without the consent of the user. Excessive centralization and secrecy. Governance, source code, surveillance, and censorship policy are all dictated by an architecture of secrecy and centralization. Such an industry pattern is highly corrosive to users' rights and public accountability, which are becoming increasingly essential as billions of humans rely on these services and utilities to communicate. The market at large is under threat from Orwellian control of leading proprietary social networks. Fraud and a general lack of transparency are major problems facing the social networking, payments, and digital ad spaces. Ads are served ubiquitously with little to no insight into who is paying for what or who is seeing them. Monetization of content is difficult and is centrally governed. These services have the ultimate control over the value of the content distributed on their platforms and hold a dictatorial position on the fate and fortune of the people who are providing the most valuable component of their business, content. Moreover, there is little recourse to punish the service providers for abuse of powers, nor do they face many repercussions for their actions. The recent wave of demonetization and censorship on mainstream social networks has caused many content creators who are dependent on these platforms for income to seek alternatives. Much of this risk to creator revenue stems from excessive dependence on centralized platforms. The ongoing adpocalypse began in early 2017, which is when I started my channel, I think back in, last March, about a year ago, where many top content creators on YouTube and AdSense revealed that their earnings had declined anywhere from 30% to 99%. That's ridiculous. Since the platforms began demonetizing videos that were not deemed advertiser friendly. Just recently, YouTube went as far as changing their monetization policy to require 1,000 followers and 4,000 hours of views in the past year, which effectively demonetized thousands of small content creators. This trend has forced many creators to find other ways to earn revenue, a transition that resulted in the rapid emergence of new crowdfunding and revenue-sharing options. In addition, mainstream networks have started showing a double standard and are not treating all users equally under their policies. This is a glaring hole in the existing business model for social media advertising because the platforms are acting as gatekeepers to advertisers. YouTube could at any time decide to demonetize a video because it is not advertiser friendly, but in reality there may be hundreds or thousands of brands and advertisers who may not object to running their promotion on the video in question because of the audience and level of engagement. Rather than having a corporation make these judgments, Minds solves this problem by allowing content creators, publishers, and advertisers to handle their relationships independently of any centralized authority and directly between each other. Blockchain technology and other tools for decentralization architectures are still young. Many centralized services remain beneficial for user experience and scalability, among other things. Minds has adopted a hybridized approach that incorporates both centralized and decentralized architectures to capture the benefits of each. Our criticism of mainstream networks revolves mostly around lack of transparency and commitment to decentralizing power. For this reason, Minds has taken the initial step towards decentralization with its monetization system. Minds is one of the few social networking platforms that truly embodies the transparency movement by keeping the entire software stack free and open source, and not just the added blockchain or token layer. We hope that more companies will follow suit, allowing tech innovation to exponentially increase in speed and efficiency in the coming years. The contribution economy. Centralized social networks have become outdated. Rather than rewarding those who are contributing the content that drives traffic and attention to the networks, they exploit them to increase their own advertising revenue and bottom line growth. Minds operates under a new business model that fairly rewards users for their contributions to the network with revenue and expanded reach. Additionally, Minds provides content creators with the tools they need to successfully monetize their content independently with their peers. These tools include crowdfunding, paid subscriptions, ad revenue sharing, tipping, peer-to-peer advertising, and a proven contribution-driven reward system. The implementation of crypto tokens with the reward system allows users and developers to translate their time and energy into tokens that hold real, lasting value on the Minds platform by coupling peer-to-peer monetization tools with a properly structured incentive-based reward system. Minds has built a sustainable digital economy that effectively rewards the users who continue to who contribute the most to the network. So see here it goes from creation, votes, comments, shares, subscribers, referrals, traffic, attention, check-ins, time, development. So these are all the different ways you can earn revenue. So if you're a code writer or reporting bugs, you get, that if you find a bug and you report it, you get paid. Security vulnerabilities, documentation, languages. So Minds will reserve tokens for ongoing user and developer rewards. A predetermined number of tokens based on the number of daily participants will be rewarded at the end of each day as a daily reward pool. An individual's daily contribution will be determined by how much they contributed to the network that day relative to the entire community. This percentage will then be applied to the daily reward pool to determine each individual's daily token grants. Your contribution score over the total network score equals your daily reward pool. All contribution rewards will be deposited into a recipient's off-chain address located in their Minds wallet. Users will maintain the ability to withdraw these tokens from their off-chain address into their on-chain address. Users wishing to transfer their tokens to their on-chain address will be required to pay a small Ethereum transaction fee to cover the gas usage of the payout. Minds will release more information with regards to the specific weighted scores for each contribution at a later date, and necessarily maintains the right to make changes at any time. We must maintain flexibility with the scoring system in order to ensure that the system is fair and can evolve with the network as it grows. User rewards. Quality content is essential in order for a social network to grow and thrive. It is the driving force behind attracting new users and making sure they stick around. It is one of the major reasons tech giants like Facebook and Google have accrued so much power. However, the creators of this content are objectively not being fairly rewarded for their efforts. That's an understatement, because you take a look at the Cambridge Analytica or whatever with Facebook, how they're selling your data. You don't see any of that money. It's your data. You know, why are you not getting paid? Why are we not getting paid for our data being shared and sold? Not shared, sold. You know what I'm saying? That's your property. Well, it is what it is. Now we have a place to go that, well, there's a lot of places. There's a ton of them. But Minds is one of the only crypto projects out there that has had a working product before their white paper came out. Their white paper literally just came out like at 10:30 or like a little after 10:30 today is the 27th. Well, it's the 28th now, but on the 27th of March in 2018. So, anyways, however, the creators of this content are objectively not being fairly rewarded for their efforts. They do the heavy lifting yet reap none of the benefits. And that's where I started getting like, I don't even want to post on Facebook anymore because I'm not getting paid there. Like, I'm wasting my time. Sure, I'm reaching people, but it's the same people over and over and over again. I'm not reaching any new people. And I'm sure even if I paid for I wouldn't reach that many still. So at least here, I didn't even have to put any money in, and I just let it build up, and I kept doing making posts, and it builds up, and then I'll throw some, I'll do a good guitar video or whatever, boost it, and yeah, blah blah blah. So Minds is changing this dynamic with its contribution economy. Creators earn tokens for producing quality content that drives traffic and receives votes, comments, subscribers, and reminds. The Minds sharing function. Additionally, creators earn Minds tokens by referring new users to the site. This equals an added benefit of an accelerated network effect. Another contribution that is equally valuable to the growth of a social network is user attention. Remember, because we're going from a labor-based economy to an attention-based economy. And this is part of it. From a content creator's perspective, a network is only worth the engagement it provides. For this reason, it is important to also measure user attention from a time spent perspective when determining a user's contribution to the network in a given day. An activity-based crypto reward mechanism is valuable to both active users and the network itself, considering that monthly active users, daily active users, and hourly active users are essential metrics to quantifying growth and stickiness of modern social applications. Development rewards. Another area of contribution that Minds will provide crypto rewards for is development of the software. Minds is 100% free and open source, so the code is free to the public for peer review and contribution. Free and open source software is becoming more widely adopted than ever before. Today, there are over 1 million open source projects in development, and roughly 95% of applications are leveraging open source technology to some extent. The transparent nature of open source software sparks innovation at a much more rapid rate than with proprietary technology because it opens up to rigorous peer review and new use cases. Open source has the benefit of increasing security due to its publicly auditable nature. Combined with the developer rewards program, there is also an incentive for users to disclose such vulnerability and exploits. Mines will reward developers for finding bugs, identifying security vulnerabilities, and making contributions to the code or open source documentation. Since the level of contribution can vary significantly, all development rewards will first need to be reviewed by Mines to determine the amount rewarded. Mines will evaluate reward sizes for bugs according to severity calculated by the OWASP risk rating model, which is dependent on impact and likelihood. Contributed software for new features, and the final reward amount will be approved or rejected at the sole discretion of Mines. New features will also be considered, but Mines will only issue rewards for new features that are first approved and then implemented on the network. All submissions for new features must be in line with our philosophies of internet freedom, exponential reach, and improved monetization and user rights. In addition to the ongoing contribution reward system, Mines will reserve tokens for a one-time reward to all members of the beta community. Rewarding early adopters is important as the network would not be anywhere close to where it is today without the energy and dedication of the beta community. A snapshot of all existing point balances was taken on January 29th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. The snapshot method was chosen because it was the most fair way to get data for every user's point balance without giving anyone the chance for abuse or manipulation. More details regarding the specific conversion process for this reward will be provided with the release of the token economics. Fraud and abuse. Mines will require all users to provide a unique mobile number to become eligible for crypto rewards. Mines does not store the numbers you provide. The numbers are hashed using SHA-256 and combined with a salt key. The salt ensures that the numbers cannot be matched unless the correct salt is provided. This step allows for unique count aggregations when querying contribution scores. It is important to note that all creation rewards are dependent on engagement from other users. One issue with the existing points reward system was the ability for a user to earn rewards for actions that do not require the unique engagement of others, such as uploading a video or writing a blog. By moving the creation rewards to be entirely dependent on the actions from other unique users, it significantly reduces the vulnerability to manipulation. Sometimes, like we see on Steemit, say if a whale that has a pretty significant impact when he upvotes a video or downvotes a video, if a whale doesn't like your video and you have like 4 cents on it and his vote is worth way more than that, like it just goes back down to zero. Like even if you're at like say like you're at like your video's at $10 and a whale downvotes it, like it goes back to zero. You know what I'm saying? That's bogus. So this is talking about it's more fair for the users the smaller users, they can't just downvote the crap out of it with one downvote. Minds will continue to implement and improve anti-gaming measures as the reward system grows in popularity. Off-chain balances. To secure a user's off-chain balance and prevent a balance from being spent more than once by multiple transactions, Minds uses a two-phase locking system. Once a user initiates a transaction, their balance is immediately locked with a lightweight transaction. This ensures that all nodes in the cluster receive the right. Should a user attempt to initiate another transaction during the lock period, the request will be denied until the lock is released. All off-chain transactions are stored on the Minds databases for reference with application-level immutability. The database uses replication factor of 3, which ensures that the data is maintained on at least 3 active nodes at any given time. We will monitor and review all user balances daily to check for anomalies and will continue to follow and implement cybersecurity best practices such as continuous threat monitoring and frequent software audits. Boost, the ad network. Traditional social networks have come under public scrutiny over the past few years with regards to advertising fraud, algorithm manipulation, and disinformation. As issues with fake news continue to make global headlines, it has become abundantly clear that the current centralized social networking system is broken due to a host of reasons, most importantly, a lack of transparency. Minds takes numerous actions to make the network as transparent as possible while maintaining user privacy. First and foremost, the code is 100% free and open source and available to the public. Second, Minds publishes an annual financial report with the SEC. Finally, Minds is moving all of its advertising business onto the blockchain with the implementation of smart contracts to key products such as Boost and Wire. Social networking communities are starting to demand more transparency from their proprietary service providers, such as issues with the monetization, restricted reach, censorship, and fraud continue to emerge. Community oversight is essential to security, efficiency, innovation, and corporate infrastructure in general. By licensing the platform as AGPL version 3, Minds is able to protect itself from proprietary modifications and provide a foundational dedication to transparency. Minds is taking transparency to the next level by leveraging smart contracts for all on-chain Boost advertising transactions. Amidst the fog recently surrounding digital advertising fraud and disinformation, this provides accountability to the public regarding the source of all paid advertising, as there will be a publicly auditable ledger of advertising transactions. So that's pretty cool. The smart contracts for the Boost system will contain specific data disclosures to all advertising on the platform. The data will include the Boost GUID, Global Unique Identifier. GUID. The wallet address of both the sender and receiver, the amount that was transacted, and a MD5 checksum to verify the integrity of the data. Minds also provides content creators with the ability to manage relationships with advertisers directly through the peer-to-peer Boost feature. Peer-to-peer Boost is a paid promotion tool where users can send offers of the Minds tokens to other users in exchange for a guaranteed placement of content to their audience that can never be deleted. Minds tokens every Minds token transaction will establish a direct peer-to-peer relationship between advertisers and content creators with a smart contract. This enables creators to autonomously own the relationship with their advertisers and eliminates any risk of third-party interference or demonetization. The Boost protocol is platform agnostic and may be implemented not just on Minds.com but anywhere on the web, including your own website. That's really cool. Oh, this is pretty cool. So just showing the Boost offer and validation process. All parties benefit from the security of a negotiated contract. The advertiser can revoke their offer up until the creator decides to accept or reject. The creator will immediately receive their funds upon accepting an offer. If the offer is rejected, the advertiser will not be charged. Leveraging Minds tokens and their associated smart contracts transforms digital advertising. Fraud and abuse are prevented by the distributed blockchain, and smart contracts are effectively unbreakable. Agreements are unbreakable agreements because the terms are transparent and auditable to any party with access to the chain. The integrity of Boosts can be ensured by the validation of a checksum of the content on the blockchain and on the local ad network. For the checksum, Minds will use a simple yet effective MD5 hash of the following attributes: Boost GUID, Boost type, newsfeed offer sidebar, owner GUID, perma URL, message, title, time created. Should any of these variables change in the future, it will generate a new MD5 checksum indicating that the integrity of the Boost has been modified. While MD5 has been widely deprecated from use as a password hashtag algorithm due to its chances of possible collisions, it provides a quick and inexpensive 32-byte hash for simple change validation. Here's an example. Wire, decentralized payments. The recent outbreak of demonetization and censorship on mainstream social media has exposed major flaws with a centralized system, as it allows a central authority to possess too much control over the livelihood and revenue opportunity of the users. This becomes an issue with social networks in particular, as all content is user-generated and ranges from all across the political spectrum. Content that does not fit the agendas of the tech giants appears to be unfairly punished, without any regard to how popular the content may be with a community. These issues have caused a resurgence in grassroots monetization strategies such as crowdfunding, tipping, direct advertising, and donations. Content creators are reaching back out to their loyal supporters to help recover the lost revenue from sharing content that is not politically correct enough for mainstream advertisers. Many new companies have emerged to capitalize on this movement, but almost all of them are built on a similar centralized philosophy and thus carry the same problems. The centralized company owns the contract between the creator and their supporter, and therefore also owns the ability to demonetize and implement high fee structures. By leveraging smart contracts for peer-to-peer payments, Minds is enabling content creators to autonomously own the relationships with their supporters and advertisers without any risk of interference from a centralized authority or service provider. Because Minds tokens and the associated protocols are open source and platform agnostic, the risk of demonetization is effectively eliminated. Fantastic. And this is how it's done. Oh man, this thing is long. I think I got most of the the gist of it. So we're just looking at the advisors here. So Visionary Capital, Bit.com, Reed Smith LLP, Blockchain Evangelist, Imagia, BGF, Rushkov, OIF, Solix, OSE, Tira CPA. Okay. Alright. And then here's your engineers. And the core team. So we got Bill Ottman, CEO, John Ottman, Chairman, co-founder, Mark Harding, CTO and co-founder, Jack Ottman, COO, Peter Schwartz, CFO. So I will leave this link in the description of this video. Autonomous peer-to-peer monetization. Well, I guess I can just go through with it. The Wire protocol is a peer-to-peer payment system for creators of digital media to establish a direct relationship with their supporters without the interference of a centralized authority. It leverages smart contracts to increase transparency and minimize the risk of fraud, demonetization, and censorship. The associated Wire smart contracts will store the wallet addresses of both the sender and receiver, as well as the amount and timestamp for the specific transaction. Wire can be leveraged in multiple ways in order for creators to monetize their content. First, it can be used simply as a way for supporters to send a tip or donation on content they enjoy. Second, creators can offer paid monthly subscriptions to their supporters, which provide access to exclusive content and other custom rewards. This allows content creators to go directly to their fans for support, as opposed to needing a centralized network provider to determine whether or not their content is appropriate enough to earn revenue. Offering tools for peer-to-peer monetization coupled alongside a contribution-driven reward system provides content creators with an end-to-end revenue model and incentive to help grow the network with their influence. The result is an ecosystem where the users who are creating the highest quality content as determined by the community will be rewarded with the most revenue and reach. Recurring payments. One of the most essential aspects of the peer-to-peer revenue model is recurring subscription payments. For recurring subscription to be possible on the blockchain, pre-approvals must be made to the Wire smart contract so that funds are able to be claimed at their later dates. However, the pre-approved amount is not reserved by the Wire smart contract, so the sender will still maintain full autonomy and ownership of their funds. For example, if Mark wishes to make a recurring payment of 10 Minds tokens per month to Bill for 1 year, Mark would need to pre-approve the Wire smart contract for 120 Minds tokens 12 months. This would allow the contract to keep the subscription recurring for a year, even though Mark still has the ability to spend the full pre-approved amount of 120 tokens. If Mark does not have a sufficient amount of tokens when the recurring payment is due, the transaction will fail. That's really awesome. So if you see the validation process fails, that's where the recurring approval fail. The technology. Minds is an open source social media platform hosted on Amazon Web Services and is built using the most efficient and scalable modern technologies available. The full stack includes MongoDB, Cassandra, Redis, Elasticsearch, Docker, Angular, Ethereum, OpenZeppelin, Truffle, GPL v3, PHP, NativeScript, Node.js, Socket, MetaMask, TypeScript, Drone CL, RabbitMQ, ZeroMQ, OpenSSL, NGINX, React Native, GNU Linux, and Ubuntu. The cross-platform app maintains a fully functional web application at https minds.com. Yeah. Minds native mobile apps are built on top of React Native, allowing us to easily develop and release dual platform. Minds.com is running in production today, and the testnet is in a private beta. More information on how to access the testnet can be found at Minds. Right here. 100% of the Minds code will be open source prior to the token distribution event. So yeah, there you have it. I guess we can go through the risks. We're already at an hour, but I don't know who's gonna sit here and read this, listen to me talk about this for an hour. But the purchase of the Minds tokens carries significant risk. Prior to purchasing Minds token, the purchaser should carefully consider the risk listed below and, to the extent necessary, consult a lawyer, accountant, and/or tax professional prior to determining whether to purchase Minds tokens. Obviously, if you're familiar with cryptos and you know what you're doing, this isn't a problem. This is just for people who don't know what they're doing and decide to get themselves involved without knowing what they're going up against. So I guess we don't really need to if you want to read that, you can go for it. But I will leave this link in the description of this video. Thank you for stopping by and checking out my overview on Minds.com. It just came out, so I am most likely the first one to get this done. So thank you guys. And yeah, I am Chinoden, and I will see you on the next transmission. Peace.